And now for headlines, today's exclusive investigation into whether there's been a cover-up over the case of 50,000 people becoming sacrificial lambs for India's nuclear program. Here's Radiating Lights. You do not know this, but there are 50,000 people in India who are breathing, eating and drinking huge quantities of radiation. They are victims of the shocking manner in which highly radioactive uranium is mined in and around Jadugoda in Jharkhand. The uranium is used for India's nuclear program and 12 nuclear power reactors. What are the safety and environmental practices being followed at these uranium mines? What's the effect of these practices on the health of our people? Is the government guilty of reckless conduct? Our correspondent Juchar Singh and cameraman Zahir Pag traveled to Jadugoda to investigate. Here's headlines, today's exclusive story.
Suresh Mato has the male organ, but he also has a womb. And this little boy, Dumka, is the face of Jadugoda. This face, look at it. It tells you what can happen when you're exposed to huge dosages of radiation-emitting uranium.
हर कुएं में, हर जगह में, हर घर में, हर मुर्गी में, बच्चे में, सब में ही इफेक्ट हो रहा है। ये यूरेनियम का ये इफेक्ट है और कोई कारण नहीं है। पहले हम लोग इतना दिन, इतना साल, इतना बढ़ गया, हम लोग बच्चे लोग हम लोग बड़े बड़े हो गए, लेकिन ऐसा परेशानी नहीं हुआ।
कब से हो रहा है?
ये 67, 68 से ऐसा चल रहा है।
That's revealing because it was in 1967-68 that the government-owned Uranium Corporation of India Limited, or UCIL, started mining the radiation-emitting uranium in Jadugoda for use in our nuclear program.
रेडिएशन के कारण एक पहली बात तो है कि जन्मजात विकृतियां, अपंगता, चमड़े की प्रॉब्लम, स्किन डिजीजेस, infertility and some other psychotic problems may be there.
तो जो लोग यहाँ जिनको ये प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, क्या रेडिएशन के साथ जो यहाँ रेडिएशन है उसके साथ लिंक हो सकता है, पॉसिबल है?
ये तो संभव है।
Bahari Oram has 2 children, a girl, Sibia, and a boy, Dunyagram. Both were born with congenital deformities.
पैदा से ही मतलब उसी टाइम में चलता था छोटा में, तो ऐसे सीधा सीधे नहीं चलता था, इससे लपड़ लुकुड़।
Chatwa Das is a driver in Jadugoda. His 5-year-old daughter Guria has multiple disabilities.
ना वो चल सकती है, ना बैठ सकती है, ना बोल सकती है। इतना तक क्या है कि अगर उसके शरीर में या मुंह कान में अगर मक्खी अगर बैठे तो भी वो भगा नहीं पाती है।
कब से ऐसे है?
ऐसे जन्म से ही है।
When we asked the chairman of UCIL, Raminder Gupta, about the large number of deformed people we found in and around Jadugoda, this was his response.
यहाँ हमारे लोग कहाँ हैं? ये सत्य नहीं है।
हमने कई देखे हैं।
हमने नहीं देखे।
It was not just a question of what we had seen. 4 years ago, a nuclear physicist, Dr. Surendra Gadekar, carried out a scientific investigation. He tried to calculate the incidence of disease in and around Jadugoda compared to a control area further away in Jharkhand with similar socio-economic indicators. Gadekar found that in the under 35 age group, the number of deformed people is triple around Jadugoda compared to other areas. He also found that the number of live-born babies with deformities is 7 times higher here than in distant areas. Further, Gadekar found that the incidence of TB in the Jadugoda area is 10 times higher among people working with UCIL compared to those who don't work with them. Cancer is one of the main illnesses caused by radiation, but strangely, Gadekar could not find a single officially acknowledged cancer case even amongst UCIL employees who are highly vulnerable to radiation exposure. And UCIL's own study last year went a step further. It said that forget UCIL employees, there was no cancer at all even in the local population is surveyed.
इलाके में आपको कम से कम 20% यानी कि 20% होगा कैंसर। लेकिन उसको कुछ छुपा के रखा हुआ है। 90% बेईमान, फिर भी भारत देश महान, लोगों को बेवकूफ़ बना करके गुमराह कर रहा है, ताकि अगर हम कैंसर अगर बोलते हैं तो हमारे ऊपर दबाव आएगा। इसलिए कैंसर को टीबी का नाम पर जो है वो लोग कह रहा है, ताकि मेरे ऊपर दबाव ना आए। UCL वाले।
Gardekar also comes to a similar conclusion in his investigation.
The incidence of what they call as tuberculosis is about 20 times the national average. There is a good chance that a lot of what is called as tuberculosis is not actually tuberculosis, but is silicosis or is lung cancer. So if they diagnose them as silicosis or lung cancer, then that would be considered as an occupational disease, and the Uranium Corporation of India would have to pay compensation to these workers, and to avoid paying that compensation, these people are continuing to call this as tuberculosis.
It seems though that cutting corners is the cornerstone of UCL's medical policy. The company knows that uranium mining activities have a deadly effect on the local population. So for public consumption, the company website says UCL sends its medical team every week to nearby villages for providing health care. UCL वाले तो कहते हैं कि जो आसपास के गांव हैं वहां वो हर एक हफ्ते डॉक्टर को भेजते हैं चेक करने के लिए।
नहीं, कभी तो आया नहीं।
UCL के डॉक्टर पिछली बारी इस गांव में कब आए थे?
इधर तो नहीं आया था, 80 लोगों नहीं।
UCL वाले कभी गांव में आके समझाते हैं कि यूरेनियम क्या है, इसका खतरा क्या है, कैसे इससे बचना चाहिए?
तो माइस बंद हो जाएगा। अगर समझाने लगेगा तो माइस बंद हो जाएगा।
Deformed and ill, 50,000 people in and around Jadugoda have been left in the lurch by the government-owned UCIL. The company doesn't even acknowledge that anything is wrong with them. The only protection people have here is faith.
सबसे बड़ी अयोध्या नगरी राम जन्म देते भगवान। जय भोलेनाथ, कल्याण रहो भगवान, धन से मंगल रहो।
Well, after a short break, we'll come to the scary part. Our hidden camera catches the poison being spread by UCIL. That's in a moment. So stay tuned. Well, back to our special program, Radiating Lives, and now the scary part. Headlines today's camera crop the evidence to show that as a result of UCIL's activities, Jadugoda and large parts of Jharkhand, maybe even some parts of Orissa and West Bengal, have been contaminated by radiation. When our correspondent Juchar Singh and cameraman Zahir Bagh were filming in Jadugoda, UCIL was tracking their movements. As a result, they had to shoot clandestinely on some occasions.
These hidden camera shots had to be taken at night because UCIL was desperate that we did not show this to the outside world. What you're seeing is radioactive uranium wastewater leaking from a UCIL canal and going into Jadugoda's public stream. During the day, unaware of the danger flowing into the stream, the locals use it for their daily chores. Contaminated by cancerous radioactive water, the stream and its tributaries join the Subarna Rekha River. The river winds around several towns in Jharkhand, West Bengal and Orissa, delivering drinking, bathing and farming water to a huge population spread across 10,000 square kilometers before merging into the Bay of Bengal. Apart from radioactive waste water, another waste product of UCIL's uranium mining and processing activities is the cancer-causing radon gas. And guess where they release this radon gas? From vents barely half a kilometer away from the Jadugoda town center.
लोगों को बिल्कुल पता नहीं है कि उससे क्या गैस निकल रहा है, क्या रेडियोएक्टिव गैस है, रेडोन गैस है, किसी को खबर नहीं है। और लोग गर्मी के सीजन में लोग वहाँ पर जो पशु चराते हैं, गाय चराते हैं, गर्मी के सीजन में लोगों को लगता है कि वो माइंस के अंदर से जो हवा निकलेगा ये तो ठंडा हवा होगा, इसके लिए वो लोग वहाँ पर बैठ जाते हैं। उनको पता नहीं है कि ये कितना खतरनाक है, और किसी यूसीएल को कोई जिम्मेदारी वो नहीं लेते हैं कि लोगों को इसके बारे में जानकारी दे।
वहाँ कोई गार्ड है?
कोई गार्ड नहीं।
कोई फेंसिंग है?
कोई फेंसिंग नहीं है, खुला जगह में।
Radon gas, by the way, has a half-life of 3.8 days, but in that short time it can travel thousands of miles. Perhaps it is time for the government to investigate what effect, if any, this is having on the 1.1 million people in Jamshedpur, also known as Tata Nagar. They are just 10 kilometers away as the crow flies. Then there's the physical waste from UCIL's uranium processing activities. It consists of over a dozen highly dangerous radioactive elements like thorium and radium. These elements cause cancer, attack bones, and alter DNA. It's all dumped into what they call a tailing pond. They first made tailing pond 1. When that became full, they made tailing pond 2. And when that could take no more waste, they constructed tailing pond 3, which is being used now. 4 million tons of radioactive waste has been dumped into these tailing ponds. Therefore, when Japan's Kyoto University did a study here 2 years ago, they found that, forget the tailing pond itself, the radiation level even at the tailing pond's periphery is up to 100 times higher than normal. This is why the International Atomic Energy Commission prohibits any residential colony within 1.5 kilometers of a tailing pond. In 1998, when Jharkhand was still part of Bihar, the Bihar Legislative Council said there should be no village up to at least 5 kilometers from the tailing pond area. But guess how far a village called Dungridi is from tailing pond 3? Right at the tailing pond boundary. And oops, there's even a primary school next to the tailing pond. Nice place for kids to grow up. Dungridi is not the only village next to tailing pond 3. Chatikocha village is also right next to it. When we asked UCIL about this open and dangerous flouting of safety norms, incredibly, they tried to shift the blame on the villagers.
हमने चेष्टा की थी इन गांवों को, चाटीकोचा गांव को शिफ्ट करने के लिए। उसके लिए हमने जमीन का आवंटन भी किया था, लेकिन लोग वहां से शिफ्ट नहीं हुए।
But the villagers have a different version of events. आपको मालूम है कि यहाँ रहने में खतरा है?
जरूर वो तो रहना हमको मालूम है, खतरा है, तो कहाँ जाएंगे?
UCIL ने कभी ऐसे नहीं कहा कि आपको हम कहीं और सेटल करवा देंगे? हाँ?
नहीं, लोगों को नहीं बोला है।
उन्होंने कभी आपको खतरे के बारे बताया है?
वो लोग तो बताता भी नहीं है ना। हम लोगों को हटाने के लिए कुछ उपाय नहीं कर रहा है ना।
To have thousands of people living near a tailing pond is bad enough. But shockingly, we found villagers even walking through these radioactive dumps, using them as shortcuts. We are right in front of tailing pond number 3. People are not supposed to come and go here, and there's supposed to be security in this post over here to prevent them from doing so. But as you can see, there's absolutely nobody here. We found the same situation at tailing pond 2. It is saturated with radioactive waste and is not used now. Because of the monsoon, grass is growing on it. But the waste buried here will continue to radiate for up to 80,000 years. आप कहाँ से आ रहे थे, कहाँ जा रहे हैं?
छठी से आ रहे हैं, इधर जा रहा है।
रोज आते जाते हैं क्या?
हाँ, रोज आते जाते हैं।
क्यों?
इधर हम लोग को खेत वाले देखने आते हैं हम लोग देखने।
आपको मालूम है कि यहाँ अधिक विकिरण है?
तो मालूम है।
तभी आते हैं?
हाँ, तो क्या करेंगे हम लोग?
क्यों?
जब हम लोग को इधर रास्ता, पहले रास्ता है ना, पुराना रास्ते, तो सबको इधर दिव्यांग से।
और ये जो आपकी गाय हैं, इनको भी चराते हैं यहाँ?
हाँ, चराते हैं इसको गाय।
कहाँ?
इसमें डैम।
What wholesome food for cattle, and from the cattle into the human food chain, and everybody's feasting on radioactivity out here. When we confronted UCIL with this, they went into denial mode.
They are having higher than normal radiation values, and that is why the tailing dam is fenced.
Are the tailing dams properly fenced everywhere?
Yeah, it is properly fenced, and we have now Central Industrial Security Force to guard it.
We have also seen people and cattle crossing the tailing dams.
I have not seen.
We have seen cattle grazing in the tailing dams.
That may be your inference.
How UCIL deals with its uranium waste is just one part of the story. The other side of the horror tale is what happens much before the waste is even generated. With cameraman Zahir Bagh, this is Jujhar Singh in Jadugoda for Headlines Today.
UCIL has 4 uranium mines in Jharkhand at Jadugoda, Phatin, Turamdi and Narwa Pahad. At all 4 places, they mine uranium rock from nearly 1,000 meters underground. The rock is then transported in trucks for processing at Jadugoda. UCIL manages to turn even the transportation side of its work into a dangerous activity.
Look how UCIL transports the mined uranium rock to Jadugoda for processing. It's taken in trucks, uncovered and overfull. Whenever these trucks go over speed breakers and potholes, pieces of rock fall on the road. 200 trucks ply daily. According to the Gardekar investigation, wherever the rock is spread, the radiation level is 5 to 6 times higher than normal. Yet, people live around here, and they walk over the fallen pieces of uranium rock. But UCIL says, no, this is not happening.
We are inspecting and we are observing that trucks are not overloaded.
और जो ore है और rock है, वो भी क्या पूरी तरह cover होता है?
Rock cover होती है tarpaulin के द्वारा.
पूरी तरह?
Cover होती है.
पर पूरी तरह की नहीं.
कवर होती है, मैंने आपको जवाब दिया ना.
कुछ गिरता है सड़क पर?
सड़क पर नहीं गिरता.
In fact, it's not just the roads where radioactive rock is lying around. Overlooking the entrance to the Narwa Pahad mine is a dumping yard for radioactive overburdened rock. It's just meters away from the main road and just 200 meters away from the river. When the wind blows, the radioactive dust contaminates the air, the road and the river. In fact, until recently, UCIL used to turn a blind eye when building contractors picked up some of this waste uranium rock and sold it to ignorant villagers.
ये घर किस मटेरियल से बना?
वो जो कंपनी की जो ये डाला गया था ना, स्क्रैप जो स्टोन पत्थर जो निकालता था, उसी से चुन के मैंने वो मजदूर लाते थे और गिट्टी से अपना जो भी ढलाई होता था.
क्या बना उस पत्थर के साथ?
जो छत.
पर आपको मालूम है कि ये इससे खतरा है?
खतरा के बारे में तो मुझे मालूम नहीं.
The Gardekar investigation found that people who live in these houses for even 12 hours a day are exposed to a 53% higher dosage of radiation than the maximum allowed limit. But why would one expect UCIL to be concerned about the health and safety of these people when it's hardly bothered about those who work for them? This 38-year-old man who doesn't wish to be identified works with UCIL. He told us that for 30 years the company did not provide any protection whatsoever to its underground miners who extract the radioactive rock.
हमको हैंड ग्लव्स देते हैं, रेस्पिरेटर देते हैं, ईयर माप देते हैं, ईयर प्लग भी देते हैं, गॉगल्स देते हैं.
अच्छा, कब से दे रहे हैं?
ये हमको करीब 4 से हमको मिला है.
और उसके पहले?
उसके पहले तो नहीं था.
कुछ भी नहीं था.
कुछ भी नहीं था.
And that's why when you talk to the locals here, you hear grim stories about the older employees of UCIL.
1960 का जितना भी काम किया आदमी सब मरा हुआ है, सब मर गया है. पहले हम ये गांव का उस टाइम का हम खाली जिंदा है.
And there are going to be grim stories even about thousands of present employees. Because although the underground workers now get protection, the overground ones, like those who load and unload the radioactive rock, are still unprotected and directly exposed to radiating uranium rock. Sri Prakash made a documentary on Jadugoda 4 years ago. He has this to say.
If they will go with this international law safety standard, the cost of production will go quite high. And on camera, one of the officers admitted this even in my film.
The brazen flouting of a large number of national and international safety norms by UCIL will keep Jadugoda radiating for up to 80,000 years. 50,000 people in and around Jadugoda are dying a silent death, or worse, living half-lives. Lakhs more spread over 3 states of India are being slowly poisoned. These are the sacrificial lambs of India's nuclear program. When will the government stand up and take action? With cameraman Zahir Bagh, this is Jujhar Singh in Jadugoda for Headlines Today.
Well, when will the government stand up and take action? That's the question we're asking you. And if you have any comments on what you've just seen, you can always write into us. The address is talkback@headlines-today.com. See you again in a moment.